Welcome back everybody to Planescape Torment. Okay, we've got Mork back, that's great. So, what's left to do is to confer with our journal and see where I am actually doing, because I don't rightfully remember. Talk to me about Lothar. Yeah, I'm immortal, and I should be going to see the Night Hag Ravel Puswell. Now, to find it said hag, I need to go to the Civic Feast Hall. Or Fest Hall. Not Feast Hall, Fest Hall. Where that is, I have no idea. That's the marketplace. Oh, the marketplace might be a nice place to actually go in and have a little bit of a squeezing, because I would like to see what one can buy in one marketplace. Why not? Okay, so we have Drixel. He's more of a guard, I suppose. Shoppers, market workers, Alec. I suppose let's go talk with Alec then. If I knew... Okay, for some particular reason, okay. You see an older man with a long white hair and weathered yellow skin. He stands tall despite his obvious age. He smiles at you and gives you a slight bow. Greetings. And to you as well, Cutter. How may I serve you? He raises his eyebrow as he awaits your answer. I have some questions. He frowns. Forgive me, Cutter, but I sell items of a magical nature, not information. If it is information that you need, then you must acquire it elsewhere. Well, show me what you have for sale, then. He has charms, and more charms. Okay. Actually, hang on. Identify. I do have items that... bloody teardrop? Yes, identify that. Okay, so what's this all about? Tear of Celluridie? Celluridie? Permanent... Ooh, one... Okay. +1 constitution, usable by only lawful good characters. Well, I'm definitely not lawful good, that's for sure. This glistening red tear was shed by the martyred Harmonium officer, I can't pronounce his name, when he was put to death on the Harmonium's home plane of Ortho. Mistaken as a member of the hated Revolutionary League, his obedience and loyalty was such that he could not bring himself to challenge the allegations of his superiors. At the moment of his execution, 3 tears fell from his right eye, turned to stone as they fell upon the flagstones of the square. Okay. Ironically enough, an anarchist subsequently revealed the Harmonium's mistake to the public, discrediting them. Ever since, the tears of that guy have been considered relics of the Harmonium and used as a lesson to the evils of unquestioning obedience by the Revolutionary League. Well, I can't use that. Well, that's harks. What's this claw? Only uses by mages. What's it actually say it is? Shamanic rod. 7 foot of some large bird, blah blah blah. Someone's enchanted and capable of casting magic missile for a limited number of times. Actually, let me see your wares again. I want to sell that. I want to sell a few things actually. Sell those. What was that? Invokes Adder's Kiss. When placed on tongue, it dissolves instantly, gives it a spit of force. Might be handy. Candlestick, yeah. Okay. Scroll of Acts of Torment. Allows user to copy Acts of Torment into a spellbook. I might sell that. I honestly can't see myself actually getting to lawful good. And also that sort of money will really, really help me. And also the shamanic rod. I'm just going to sell that. Currently, we do not have a magic user in the group, so it's not a really big issue.
Locked.
Aye? Why not? Thing's locked.
Right. Can you unlock it? Special ability. Enter stealth mode. Detect traps. Use thieving skills.
Got it.
And what do we have in here? We have a clipped copper piece. A charm of infinite recall. What does this do? What does this do when it's home? Special law skill set to 100 while practicing some magic. This charm can be used to. This charm can be used to identify unknown items. It can only be used on the quick item menu. Blah blah blah. Yep. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Well, let's go talk to this guy. Ans. You see an older, stern-looking man. His face is a mixture of wrinkles and frown lines. Greetings. He gives you a quick stiff bow. Aye, and good eating to ye as well. Ans is my name. What you been eating? I have some questions. He gives you a toothless grin. I reckon I got the time if he give you the chant. What you been needing to know? What's that furnace used for? He glances at the furnace and lowers his voice. The furnace does nothing other than teach me lazy boy responsibility. That boy's always yapping and talking and such. Reckons himself as a scholar and don't know the value of real work. If he has serious questions, well, he may be better to ask than me. Okay, well, I have some more questions. I would like to buy some weapons. Ooh. Okay. Magic punch day. Hang on. Wow, 12,000. I've already got some though. Club of piercing. Holy shit. Fourth. Ooh. Enchanted +3. Thaco +3. Okay. That would be nice. I don't have 4,000 coin though. Siphon Knuckles. What do these do? 1 to 6 piercing, enchanted +2. Transfers hit points from target to wielder. Ooh. Used by less savory inhabitants of Sigil, these Knuckles have the ability to drain life force of an opponent. Ha 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 ha. I might just buy those. Yes, please. I'll take those. Abso-freaking-lutely. What's the gaudy ring do? I don't know. Candlestick, battle axe I can sell. It's taking up one of my spare slots. Severed arm, I'm not really sure whether I've got any use for that yet. The dagger I could probably lose. Okay. Cool. New items always welcome. Now I've got punch daggers of Morin. That's +2, 1 to 8 piercing. Nah, but these guys. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yeah, 1 to 6, so it's a little less on the actual damage range. +2, +2, speed 1, weight 1. What's that one? Speed 2, weight 2. Okay, so the other part, that the fist things were actually faster speed, so that should make up for the lack of damage range. Special +1 piercing, +2 to armor class, +1 to luck. Okay, we're just gonna have to see how things pan out. Yep. Okay, so mail shopper. Laszlo.
All right.
There we go. We're out now. Leslie, let's talk to Leslie. You see a young boy with pale yellow skin. His clothes are dirty and in need of mending. He is currently tending a furnace. Greetings. He turns and gives a half smile as he sits down to his work. Hail, do you need some help? Yes, I have some questions. Aye, and is pleased to help you if I could. The boy looks gratefully not to be tolling over the furnace. What is it I can answer for you? Can you tell me about the ward? He nods. Oh, aye, there's a lower ward. Oh, this here's the lower ward. Common folk live here, like me and my da. His eyes widen a bit as he looks excited. Do you know why it's called the lower ward? No, why is it called the lower ward? Well, as it's reckoned, the ward's got a mess of portals to the lower planes, all riddled through it like cheese, so it does. So I suppose that's why the name stuck. He smiles proudly. Why are there so many lower plane portals here? He shrugs. It's a mystery to me as it is to you, Cutter. I'm not sure if there's a real reason for the portals, just as circumstances. It could be the lady's will, or it could be chance, suppose. He shrugs again. Do any creatures ever come out of these portals? His eyes grow a little wider. Aye, they do. Most of them just stopping, though. He swallows nervously and looks worried. You look nervous. You've seen this yourself? Aye, I've seen it. He pauses and swallows again. 'Twas last week or so I saw a couple of Abishai coming through the portal. They'd be talking a good bit from one of them went back through. The one that stayed is still there. He frowns. What were they talking about? Don't know for sure. To me it was just hissing and such. But I think they were talking about the tower. He shrugs. The tower?
Updated my journal.
Aye, that's the strangest sight in the ward. No one really knows that long that scarred old tower has been around. You can't get into it, you know. Bolted up tighter than a chastity belt. I'll be curious to know what's in there. He thinks for a moment. The Abishai was gesturing to the tower and the portal. They were looking for the key, I bet. What key? The key to the portal that leads to the tower. Every portal has a key that opens to somewhere. The key can be a gesture, an item, or even a thought. Many have tried to get into that tower. No matter how you try, you fail. Maybe the secret to getting in is not to want to get in.
Updated my journal.
He shrugs. I don't know, Cutter. Maybe. Tell me where the portal is located.
Updated my journal.
He stops to think for a moment. There's a drawbridge-like contraption at the back of the tower, east of the market. That's where it is. He gets a faraway look. I have some questions. Is there anything worth seeing around here? Not much to see. The Great Foundry is impressive, although you might check that out. Home of the Believers, you know. He stops to think. Most of the amazing sights most of the amazing sights are in some of the upper wards. They might be to look around there. I hear there's a brothel here, the Festival, and some places that are more interested. I don't know for sure. I've been here all my life. Tell me about the Believers. They've got a bunch of names. Believers, Godsmen, Believers of the Source. We just call them Godsmen. They have a kip in the Great Foundry, and they have it to get pretty well. They're a pleasant bunch. They believe everybody can be great as the powers even, if you just strive to reach it. It might mean you have to start over a bunch of times, but you'll eventually get there after a time. So they're another faction here. What faction are you? He smiles. Oh, me and Da, we're inept. We're a faction that's not really a faction. We're a faction that believes that other people are free to do as they will. We're a pretty loose bunch, and we don't too kindly to making or obeying other factions. So, what is the purpose of all these factions? He glances at you. The factions are them that governs the most of Sigil and the day-to-day business. There are a bunch. There's the dead, there's the dustmen that take care of the dead bodies in the streets, and there's the governors that make the laws, and in the Sen States, there's a number of factions. Here in the lower ward, we deal mostly with the Believers, the Godsmen. He nods in the distance. They have the kip in the Great Foundry. They're a pleasant enough bunch. What can you tell me about the other factions? Nothing really. I never cared being in adept and all. The faction houses have plenty of people that will give you the chant. Go ask them. What else can you tell me? A foundry? Center of the ward, pretty much. It's an impressive structure, to be sure. You can't miss it. Just head north. You know it by the big gates. He marks it on your map. Yay! I have other questions. I know why everybody's got yellow skin here, because of all the pollution. Okay, must be going now. Farewell. Right. Corinna. You see a pretty young woman wearing simple clothes. She wanders around the market and examines everything, but does not make any purchases. You notice that some people seem to be avoiding her, but they try not to make it obvious. She flashes you a warm smile as you approach. Greetings. His smile broadens. Hello, I'm Corinna. A pleasure to meet you, Cutter. She continues to smile and waits for your response. I have some questions. She nods her head. All right. What would you like? What do you want to know? I might as well ask. She smiles and points to one of the counters. Answer, there sells weapons, all kinds of weapons. Are you a warrior? Oh, silly me. Of course you are. I mean, how could you not with all those scars? Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't mention those. You're not sensitive about them, are you? No, I've got used to them. She looks relieved. Oh, good. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, or anyone else's for that matter. You have to be careful what you say to someone you know. I mean, people are different, and you never know. What may offend one person may not offend another. So, anyway, she pauses a breath and smiles at you. Has some other questions? Never mind, farewell. Okay, so Cinder. What does Cinder sell? I assume he's a merchant. You see a large, bustling merchant. He seems to be totally hairless, and his pale yellow skin is scarred as if from burns. He looks at you intently as you approach. Greetings. He smiles at you. Greetings, I'm Cinder. I heard about you. You're the scarred, clueless fella that be going around the woods asking questions. Really? How can I be helping you with? Well, you look like you have a few scars yourself. He frowns and then begins to laugh. Aye, that I do. A few years back I had me kept set up in the hive. Some balmy mage decided to burn the ward right out of Sigil. He almost took me with it. Sick for a month I was. A month? That's not all that long. He nods and gets so far away you look for a moment. Aye, could have been worse. Local mage healed me. Fixed the scars and all. Could have grown back my hair, but I kind of like the look. Do you think this mage will help with my scars? He looks at you over and shrugs. I don't see why not. Your scars don't look that bad. He looks you over. Now, who's to say? You should talk to him yourself. Name's Sebastian. Oh, yep, we've seen him. And he sets his kip up by the foundry. Yep. Alright, may do that. I must be going. Farewell. Anybody else interesting in this place? Female shopper, male shopper, male shopper. Market worker. No. I seem to have exhausted the amount of people that are in the marketplace and picked up a good purchase. So I'm happy with that. Anazai, I don't recall talking to. You see a sickly Gissarai woman. She is hunted and bent. Her constant coughing is obviously a source of her pain. She holds to her face a handkerchief that is practically soaking with blood, tissue, and phlegm. She spies at you and hisses. Would you like some healing? Is there anything I can do for you? She coughs. She waves her hand at you dismissively. She huddles in her rags and clearly wishes to be left to die alone. Are you in pain? Is there anything I can do for you? She coughs out a few phrases in a language you don't know, doubles over in agony and coughing fit racks her body. Well, farewell then. Right. Now, what's going on here? Slaves? Okay. I don't know if it's buying a slave is a good idea. You see a young woman who's trying to get your attention. She is wearing shoddy clothes, but her demeanour is one of elegance, unlike that of the people who surround her. Upon closer inspection, you notice her skin is clean and smooth, lacking the yellow tint of the inhabitants of this ward. She notices you approach and smiles at you. Greetings. I thank the powers you have noticed me. I am in need of the services of a mercenary. She pauses and examines you more carefully. If appearance of any indication, you would be such an individual. What is exactly you want of me? She nods at you. The heart of the matter is that I am to be sold into slavery for a crime I did not commit. I am in need of a champion, someone who will help me prove my innocence and free me from this fate. She pauses you and looks at you expectantly. Tell me exactly what's going on. She thinks for a moment. This is a long in the telling, Cutter. Please bear with me. Alright, go on. She sighs and begins her tale. My husband died recently and left me his business. I'm not business orientated, so I decided to sell. Not long afterward, I contacted by a lender saying a loan on the business had not been paid. She pauses to gather her thoughts. I examined all the documentary my husband left and found that it indeed had been a loan taken, but it had been recently paid in full. I explained this to the lender, and a few days later he asked for a copy of the document and is nowhere to be found. She looks concerned and pauses to think. Go on. Well, I could not prove that the loan was paid, and the lender took me before the court. My monies were taken and applied to the balance owed. Since it did not pay off the loan, I am to be sold to the block to try to recover the remaining amount due. She gives you a forlorn look. I think I've heard it. Yeah, okay, get to the point. I need someone to find the missing document, the one that proves the loan was paid. Or if you could purchase my contract, I could pay you back. She gives you a pleading look. I can't spend the next 5 years of my life in this war, Cutter. It will kill me. Surely you've noticed the illness shared by all that live here. Yes, the yellow skin and the coughing. She nods her head. Yes, Cutter, please. Can you find it in your heart to help me? She looks at you nervously. Please. Yes. Actually, I'm going to help her. Yes, I'll help you, but I have some questions.
Updated my journal.
She nods her head eagerly. Anything, Cutter. What's the lender's name? I know his name well, Cutter. After all I've been through, I will not likely forget it. She has a faraway look and then shudders for a moment. Byron Pickett is his name. She pauses for a moment. And his associate may be someone named Lenny. Who is this Lenny? She thinks for a moment. There's a small feral-looking man who came to court a few times. He would sit behind Pickett and whisper to him occasionally. She pauses and looks lost in thought. Go on. I remember him because he always seemed to be uncomfortable in his clothes. He would pick at them as if they were new, and if he was not used to wearing them. She pauses again. On one such occasion, Pickett told him to sit still and stop fidgeting. He called him Lenny. Where can I find Lenny? She thinks for a moment, then shrugs. I'm not sure, actually. My husband told me that some ruffians could be found southeast of the market, near the siege tower, I believe. And where can I find Byron? She thinks for a moment. I think he can be found in or around the open-air market. Forgive me, I am not certain. Okay, you mentioned Lenny. Who is he? Go on. Okay, I have more questions. Could you have misplaced a loan document? She shakes her head. No, Cutter. I'm a very meticulous person. I kept the document in a lockbox in my husband's study. It never left that room. Okay, I have more questions. Do you think that the loan document could have been stolen? She shrugs. I don't know. Why would anyone steal that, yet leave other valuables be? It makes little sense to me. Well, it was just a thought. A worthy thought, Cutter. It bears merit. Have other questions? Who do I talk about the contract? That would be Darren the auctioneer. He's usually over there on the block. Okay, I must be going. Now, how much does she cost? Is an interesting question. You see a boisterous auctioneer. He's very animated and does a lot of shouting, yelling, and stomping. He seems to have tendency towards a melodrama. Has a tendency towards melodrama, and makes a lot of strange facial expressions as he waves his arms. Greetings. He glances your emotions at the crowd that he's taking about. Well, 1,000 greetings I do bestow on you, sir. He takes a double take and where he notices your scars. You know, I take one look at you with my discerning eye and I see a man in the market for some healing charms. Actually, I have some questions. He shakes his head. Little time for such wigwag, friend. There's dealing to be done. Speak quick. I want to ask you about Trist. He frowns for a moment and shrugs. Very well, sir. What about Trist? Can I buy a contract? Certainly, sir. If you meet the requirements as governed by the courts of Sigil and can afford the contract. What are the requirements? He begins to count off points on the fingers of one hand. First, you must be a citizen of Sigil. Second, you must show proof of permanent residence here and that you can provide accommodations and support for the servant. Lastly, you cannot have any criminal record yourself. I see. And how much is your contract? He gives you a broad smile and gestures to the nearby crowd. I will start the bidding at 500 coppers, sir. What if I want to purchase the her contract outright? He gives you a look of mock sadness and shakes his head. She is auctioned to the highest bidder, sir. That is the law. Okay, let's go that. Yep. What if I can prove that she's innocent of the charges against her? He laughs and looks at you mockingly. As an agent of the courts, I would go to them with the new evidence and have all judgments against Trist reversed. Do you have such evidence? Not as this time. Do you intend to seek evidence on behalf of Miss Trist? Yes, I do. He stares at you for a moment and tries to gauge your seriousness. Very well. I will not auction Trist for now, sir. Good luck with your endeavour. Now leave me be and get to it. Thank you and farewell.
My journal.
So she's not going to get sold.
All right.
So that was a good thing, I suppose.
Done.
Right, so... What's these? Barrels, rainwater...
I'm gone.
Okay. Oh, we can't go anywhere much further that way, so... There's that siege tower. Apparently there's a port... Gronsk. Let's go talk to Gronsk. We might as well. You see the reptilian creature with a snake-like body, 4-claw feet, leather wings, and a draconian head. The scales covering its body are a vile shade of green. The creature stands upright on hind legs, balancing with a prehensile tail. As you approach, his eyes narrow to slits and begins to hiss. Greetings. The air around the creature begins to radiate heat. In its scales take on a pale sheen. It gives you a hungry look and appears to be ready to strike. Suddenly it releases a flurry of hisses and relaxes its stance a bit. Go! Grunts no talk. Told waits. It glares at you and his tail lashes back and forth. Sebastian sent me. The creature relaxes quite a bit and the air grows cooler. It holds out a clawed hand to you. Give Gronsk information. He looks at you expectantly. What information? It's hard to read facial expressions on a reptile, but you're certainly that Gronsk is rather annoyed with you. His tail begins to lash furiously and the air grows warm again. No question. Give Gronsk information or die. Grunts take information from body. Okay. Actually, Sebastian sent me here to kill you. Without a moment's hesitation, the creature lunges at you. Defend myself. Oh shit. Help, guys. We need help.
I'm hurt.
Wow.
It's not working on this
Die.
thing. Ugh. Encore.
Well, that was fun. Sebastian, you asshole. You set me up, you bastard. Have you completed your quest? No, I'm working on it. Well, shit.
I'm gone.
Can we try that again?
I'm gone.
Uh-oh. $14 damage. Holy crap. Inventory. Use a blood charm. Let's try and heal our way through.
I'm working on this thing.
Okay, I'm getting damaged.
Oh, this is what I get for getting into a scrape.
Yeah, you're tanking. A thief tank, and nonetheless.
It's not working on this thing. It's not working on this thing.
Okay, we are doing damage, which is good. Although Anna's going to go down in a screaming heap. Hey, we did it! All right, cool. Oh, what?
All right.
Okay, well, we've managed to kill this thing, so...
All right. Done. All right.
Okay.
Done.
So I can't really go through that way. We've come full circle, I think. Lenny! Lenny. Let's talk to Lenny, shall we? Give Lenny a bit of a shakedown. You see a feral looking young man in shoddy clothes. His eyes dart around as he scans his surroundings. He knows your approach and begins to eyeing you waringly. Greetings. He looks at you up and down and glances about. Returning his attention to you, he gives you a wicked grin. You best have a good reason to be disturbing Lenny, Burke. I have some questions. And I'm going to leave the episode at this little cliffhanger. Alright folks, well if you've liked the episode and liked the series, do go ahead and click that like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I can't understand why you're not. If you're watching this, you certainly should be. So if you're not, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're interested in anything else that I've done in the past, have a look at some of the playlists over in the right hand corner. Well, I've been Raetac, I'll see you next time.